Good afternoon, class. Did everyone enjoy our field trip yesterday? You did? I'm very pleased to hear that. Okay, so let's review some things I hope you all learned yesterday. Okay, so can anyone tell me what an ecosystem is? Charlie? Okay. Yes, that is right, Charlie. An ecosystem is a biological I'm sorry, I had hiccups. Is a biological community of interacting organisms. Very good, Charlie. Okay, now does anyone want to tell me what a food chain is? Samantha, thank you. Yes, a food chain is the ranking of organisms, each dependent on the next as a source of food. Does anyone want to tell me what ecosystem we did visit yesterday? Yes, the temperate deciduous forest. Okay, now based off the food chain again. Does anybody want to tell me a predator-prey relationship or a producer and herbivore relationship? Yes, the deer and the grass, Matthew.
Okay. So what are some types of animals that we saw yesterday or learned about that are in the deciduous temperate forest? Yes, Susie. Yeah, there's bears. Anyone else? You can just call them out. Coyotes, birds, possums, fox, chipmunks and squirrels, deer, owls. Good, that's a good list. Okay, so we have a video that we're gonna watch that gives us a little more information on the forest, and then we'll talk about it once we watch it.
The plants found in this biome include lichen, mosses, ferns, and wildflowers. Other small plants can be found on the forest floor. Shrubs fill up the middle level, and hardwood trees such as maple, oak, birch, magnolia, sweet gum, and beech make up the third level. Animals found in this biome include, but are not limited to, the tawny owl, raccoons, opossums, salamanders, black bears, bobwhite quails, northern copperheads, white-tailed deer, northern cardinals, eastern cardinals, and even chipmunks. This biome contains mountains and hills filled with trees. The temperature can range from 20 degrees Celsius to freezing in the winter. It rains in most areas in the spring and early summer, and snow in the late winter. One thing that's interesting about this biome and its climate is that it has 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Most deciduous forests have mild summers averaging at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer months usually begin in early June and end in late August. Winter months don't begin until December. Winter temperatures are fairly cool, with an average temperature of a little below freezing. Almost all of the world's deciduous forest is located by an ocean. The ocean and the wind are 2 big factors of why the temperature and the climate change so much in this biome. Climate is a mix of temperature and precipitation. Deciduous forests have almost 14 inches of rain in the winter months and more than 18 inches of rain in the summer. As you can see, the temperature starts rising from 0 during February and rises to a little above 20 degrees Celsius to July. Then it slowly drops back down to 0 going to December. The rain starts to pick up from 50 millimeters during March and starts to fluctuate all the way to December. Deciduous forests have a long, warm growing season as one of the 4 distinct seasons. The soil is typically rich. The leaves dropped from the trees provide a steady source of organic material for the soil. Many species live in the soil and break down the organic matter. Tree leaves are arranged in strata: canopy, understory, shrub, and ground. A great deal of light is therefore filtered out before it reaches the ground. With the dropping of their leaves during one season, trees stop photosynthesis and enter a dormant period. Three main types of trees are characteristics of these forests: northern hardwood, central hardwood, and southeast pine and oak. The soil in the temperate deciduous forest is very fertile. In fact, some of the great agricultural regions are found in this biome. That is one of the reasons there aren't a lot of original temperate deciduous forests left in this world. Animals in the temperate deciduous forest also have to adapt to changing seasons. They must be able to cope with cold winters when food is in short supply. Migration and hibernation are two adaptations used by animals in this biome. A great variety of birds migrate to warmer places where they can find food more easily. Some animals, for example bears, hibernate during cold winter months. Humans make a huge impact in the forest. We cause air pollution, our trash gets in the forest, we ruin the forest ground for mining, and we also cut down too many trees. But there are many ways to fix our forests. In the survivor backpack for the temperate deciduous forest, I would have matches, a flashlight, a rain jacket, bug spray, and blankets. Matches and blankets for cold nights, a flashlight because the forest becomes pitch black at night, bug spray because most bugs live in the forest, and blankets for winter nights.
All right, did everyone enjoy the video? Did we learn something from the video? I hope you did, because I want you to do something similar to that for your assessment. Okay, so now you can break back into your groups that you were in for your field trip and begin working on this graphic organizer.
Okay, so the next day. Okay, class. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Okay, we're going to continue our talk with the deciduous forest and the animals and the food chain. So I hope everyone brought back their graphic organizer that they completed yesterday. Okay, so let's go over some of these. So the producers in the forest, what would those be?
Amy? Okay, the oak tree, maple, beech, berry tree, okay. Does anybody want to tell us who the primary consumers would be? Alex, okay. Okay, beetle larvae, red squirrel, the vole, okay. Anybody want to tell us who secondary consumers would be? Okay. The owl. The weasel? Okay. The vole again. This is an interesting relationship here.
That is. The snake, the frog, and the weasel?
Yeah.
So it looks like the snake eats the frog and the weasels eat the frog.
Yeah. And then the frog is just...
Just there. Okay, how about decomposers?
Matthew? Okay. So yes, the bacteria and the fungi decompose the dead organisms. And then that makes the soil richer.
And that helps the trees grow. Okay, so what about, let's go down to the bottom section with the animals with this diet type. So how about, what are some animals that are herbivores? Josh. Good.
The deer.
Okay. So now, and then we have carnivores and omnivores and scavengers as well in the forest. So you guys are going to use these to help you with your video, and we're going to go over what to do for the video as well.
Okay. So for your videos, I want you to have a food chain, at least one, or food web, whichever you prefer. Basically the same. But I just need you to have one with a particular predator, its prey, consumer, producer, etc. I also want you to create a function between one of the predators or one of the primary consumers and a producer, and how the relationship works, and based on those populations, how it varies depending on whether one increases or decreases. And I also need you to have different sources, so at least a magazine article. You can look at more videos from YouTube related to the topic, and some facts, and maybe some scholarly articles as well.
And we can send you that link or write it down for you guys so you can rewatch that video if you think that would help you.
Yes, and the rubric will be coming around soon.
Yes. And so you guys are going to get into your groups again. And each of you are going to have a different role. So there's going to be an editor for the overall script of the video. You're going to have a script writer, a note taker,
a photographer who should have been taking pictures during the field trip, and they're going to edit those pictures. And then you're also going to have a creative producer who's responsible for the overall presentation and appeal of the video.
Yeah, so you guys should have assigned those roles before the field trip, but if you need to refresh on who is who, get out your list and look. Okay, so should we do a food chain? Let's do a food chain model, and then you guys can get to work.
Okay.
Okay, so what animal would be at the top of our food chain in a deciduous forest?
Brad, you said a bear? Okay. Okay, and what would the bear eat? You said a deer? Okay, I got it, Alex.
And then what would the deer eat? Yes, Sam. Yeah, the deer eats the plants. So that's just a mini example of the food chain. Yours is going to be bigger with more animals from the forest, but this is just an example of how it will look. And then the bears also eat berries, so you could point that out and do a berries right there. And then who else eats berries, you would draw lines to that as well. Okay, any questions? Okay, get to work. You'll have tomorrow to work on this as well, and then it will be due next Monday.